is the minute that millions around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of Dublin. Harrington with an ace.
And we have a shining star at sunset. Rory continues his run to greatness.
The return to glory.
Live.
Hello and welcome to a wet and windy Ross Summer Golf for the final round of the AIG Irish Women's Amateur Golf Championship. It's we're going to the final round. The final group is Chelsea. It's I'm going to just work with the TV screen. Pretty great for some of the ones that might be the last 5 days straight. But Michael, you've been out in the golf course. How's it going?
Really good. Like both semi-finals were very tight, and yeah, Arizona went straight down to 20th hole, so it was really impressive. Like,
I'm going to be at no studio. I'm going to be at no strike. We're going to join you guys shortly. So I'm going to disconnect here. The two of you.
Throw to the first hole. Oh, it's still uploading, John. It's still uploading. Mick, can you keep talking? Find your horizontal alignment. Johnny, we're going to have to hurry up just because there's rain on lens and stuff. I'm still waiting for the holes to go up. One is second is nearly processed, and then first is still uploading. So you're going to go into one, okay? Go on the one on the left. I'm going to take. Just give us a sec. It's.
Yeah, can I suggest you from that?
aim and drop the exposure. Perfect.
Tell Aidan, you can stay in the fair on there.
You need me to carry anything for you. I carry anything for you.
You don't know what time the third match is going to start yet. You can start soon third match, so and then back to the everybody everybody's happy. You're with them all, and I'm close to any.
So you've got 1 and 2 uploaded. And so what are the crowds like at the moment? They're on the course, obviously. Local favourite Olivia Costello got knocked out in the semi-final by Kiwi Scream. A little bit, but looks like there's still pretty good numbers out there. Still trying to connect.
Jim, I'm going to have nothing on the source from the referee.
Yeah, and the first competitor now for the last few days, we even noticed in their semi-final against Beth, not a whole lot was shared in our conversation.
Yeah. So I can say that I know and yes, no. Right.
Something just
Ian, can you rotate the camera? Ian, I'm only getting portrait.
So 2 park boats coming up for both Kenise and for Emma. I imagine Par is going to win a lot of us today. Conditions are getting tougher as the day kind of continues on. But not too easy park boats either. The very first up, they left themselves a little bit of work to do.
Ian, we need you to rotate the camera. So, go ahead. When they're off the green, throw to hole 2 and I'll start hole 2, okay? Mhm.
Okay, well, listen, as it is, can you screen 1 up through 1? Up now is the second hole. We have hole walkthroughs for a lot of the holes here, so we're going to throw to the second hole to give you guys an idea of what they have coming up.
The second hole is another par 4, measuring out at 359 metres from the tips. The hole is straightforward enough, playing uphill, with a bunker short left and long right of the green.
Okay, Johnny.
Okay, so that's the second hole there. It is it's a gentle enough introduction to the golf course, but like we're saying, in weather conditions like these, it is just very, very different to what these players have been playing for the last few days. I was walking a few holes with Emma O'Driscoll, who at one point she said she's nearly going to get burnt. It was so sunny, it was so hot yesterday. Conditions are very different today. She is one of the few players who just has not had a caddy throughout the entire tournament. This is the first time she's had any kind of assistance on her bag now for the day. But it's interesting to see the different dynamics from different players. Emma opting to go without a caddy for the first few rounds, but has a caddy in the bag next to the has a little bit of assistance in the bag. So we're just going to throw down to the golf course here now, and to Michael. What have they got ahead of them?
He's got the phone set up like this rather than like this on the gimbal. He needs to change the mount. Oh, that's good. That's good. Whatever he's done there, don't touch it.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny. Even this morning, she didn't have a caddy.
So you can see there's it's pretty good numbers in terms of crowds following this final match. It's great to see. Amateur golf, women's amateur golf is in a very strong way. Obviously, there's a good few Irish athletes played in the recently announced Curtis Cup team. So Conor Donegan, Sarah Byrne, and Beth Coulter, 3 of the Irish names in the Curtis Cup team. Just a recap on what the format for this tournament is. There are 3 ongoing finals today as it stands. So there is the AIG Irish Women's Coast Championship, which is currently the group that we are with. That's our featured coverage for today. That's our coverage for today. But at the same time, there's the Irish Girls Amateur Close Plate, which is ongoing. So that's an under 18 tournament, and then there's the Irish Amateur Women's Close Plate, as well as the championship. So it's an action-packed day on the golf course here today. There's tough conditions, tough winds, tough rain, but still the caliber of golf is very, very, very high. Michael, what's it like underfoot there on your end? We've seen our cameraman wiping the lens a little bit a couple of times. It's definitely still pretty wet and windy out there.
I don't know if I'm hearing Ian or not at the moment.
So lads, after this hole, Nick, can you undo yourself from Amy's camera? And can you DJI like your mic into Ian's phone? Who shot you in?
Ames.
It's two. Yes.
I'm on to Ian's now.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So, yeah, Emmett just did not look too thrilled there. Michael, can you insight say what kind of distance did she leave herself from home? I know that she's now shedding a few layers now. Rain seems to have stopped, just warmed up a little bit.
I'm going to just.
I don't think I'm getting any audio out of the Zoom.
Yeah, that's. Okay, I'm going to say.
It should be mic is running through the ejection motion. I just have to do that to set up the mic from a decent software layers of after so.
Okay, so I'm on Ian's shot at the moment.
Yeah.
And then that's it at the moment. I just have Ian's picture at the moment. Well, I don't.
Hey.
Oh, Michael has entered the room. So Michael's gone onto his phone.
So in that video.
I'm sorry, Johnny, I'm on you at the moment. I'm going to cut to Eamon's picture while we sort this.
Okay.
So hang on.
Yeah. Would you come on podcast? Yeah. So you're in the home country. Yeah. We're doing out here. Yeah. Jim, or give me your contact. Okay. Yeah. You're pretty busy, so probably won't be able to do it. Yeah, we're be up down there. Yeah.
Michael, can you do a bit of commentary?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the two podcasts. Yeah. So look next to
Okay, so we are now heading up to the third hole.
I'd say you're spend
So there's a bit of a walk there from the second green to the third tee box. The third tee box is a short enough par 4. It's we're playing composite tees now today between the reds and the green tees, the red tees and the white tees. So it's a bit of a composite course, which is great to see. It's a good challenge for these women competing today. So this is a par 4. It's playing a little bit about 300, a little bit under 300 meters. Par 4, index 16. I would say both of these players would be looking to get very close to the green with their tee shot.
Sure. He's going to get absolutely saturated with that.
Trying to find shelter.
So the slate, ready to go, and then
No, nothing on the speakers. Nothing going. I've nothing coming from any camera.
Not from Michael or from.
And the only camera I have audio is from your camera. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Zoom camera.
No, what do you think of that? Connect the audio. Join the audio.
This one.
And the bottom down.
That's with my computer.
Just fine. Through. We're just gonna have to accept the thing and see what's in for Hit 3 dots. Hit the digital arrow.
Which one?
Digital arrow next to the microphone.
This one.
Right. Yeah. Speaker.
I don't like the audio is coming from this computer. The audio needs to come from the lad's calls. And also, Johnny, I'm messing around with the stuff that's on the screen.
What doesn't it? Let's make sure there's something on here.
I don't know whose camera is the one which is this camera.
Ian's phone. Just X. And then we'll go to myself and Mark. We'll go to chat here now.
Okay.
Hold on.
So, ready?
Yeah, Mark Carney, thank you very much for joining us and for hosting us here now at the Irish Women's Books. You apologise that you couldn't arrange the weather. What's going on?
Yeah, it's not great for the last day's play, especially when trying to run streaming service, I can only imagine. But it's been a good few days during the week, but today is not play ball in many fronts, so especially for Scotland. For Scotland person would be losing the semi-final, but she gave it everything as she always does, and she'll come back stronger. We're all very sure that her dedication is second to none. She'll come back. I'd say put both better beer, she'd probably sleep there after training some evenings. So yeah, listen, it's a tough evening, but two good competitors in the finals, but I'm sure they'll battle out, especially somebody from Ballygowan should use the conditions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We were we had handed ourselves on the 18th tee box, and then as the conditions got just worse and worse throughout the day, we made the call to move into the clubhouse here.
Sure.
Just to avoid any kind of rain, kind of cause the traffic with
Signals.
electricity and rain don't go well together. So it's just one of those things. You talked to me about how the week again. You've been here on site for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lovely condition. It's been nice and firm. Obviously, we had great conditions for the last few days. Took us through the box.
Hang on.
Yeah, so 36, par 72, your standard parkland. It's
2 seconds.
It's the hill is most of the.
Aiming to come back. That's how you get saturated.
Pass played really firm this week with the goal. That's following the first and it also is going very well. And we're playing records with Jimmy about 6 yards. She landed, a good 5 or 6 feet short of the green to get anywhere close to the game. So it's been great preparations here. Team Brock, our new greenkeeper, still doing lots of work. And our new volunteer is slowly growing each time he puts up the call because everyone is so enthusiastic about getting involved. So the coach has been preparing for, I suppose, the whole year since he was in March.
And so you're saying Dean's a new enough addition to the greenskeeping staff, what kind of work goes into preparation for a championship like this from his side and from the club as a whole?
I suppose many hours of hard work. He is one of our young golfers, keen as well as helping after the summer work. It's like, I suppose you put the hard graft in the spring and winter, wait for the summer, and you're really just focusing on presentation. Last week before Dean, but if you look at the first tee there, it's like a perfect carpet, you know, with the designs on the diagonal, he's put in massive hours, you know, vertical thing and aerated greens and things like that. Greens are rock solid, which is fantastic. And from a club, it's just volunteering because it's serious house meeting downstairs, and people in the place, it's big family. Volunteers in the course, string trees might seem very, very menial, but it helps with the presentation, keeps things clean and tidy. It's just, it's a great sort of spirit on the club now. We had the Barton Shield in May as well, and the Senior Fortunes course, and the Senior Fortunes will be the final in August, and our Senior Cup team are as well. But, we just wanted to show our course to the best that it could possibly be. For these two championships, I think we've really done that, and it's a credit to Dean and all the staff up there.
So let's talk about this tournament itself then.
Yeah.
How has it been? It's been, from what I've seen, very, very successful to the championship so far. Of course, it's been very, very, very nice. You mentioned Anna Dawson in particular. When it came to the stroke, she shot a very impressive number.
Yeah, I was actually, I was talking with some of the guys last night, and I was even talking to Ken, my uncle, and he was saying that, in all these days of playing golf, like great scores come on great greens, you have to be able to roll a rock and really trust lines and stuff like that, and thankfully we have that here in the stand at the moment, and it's just unbelievable golf, like 1,300 total over 2 days is frighteningly good. She was just unlucky in the first round, I guess, but yeah, the scores have been fantastic, and the weeks can go really well.
Lydia Costello, she made it through to the cup, nothing made it all the way up to the semi-finals. You said that she loves to play with loves flat practice, so she essentially lives here. It's a pity there that the local favourite, the fan favourite, it isn't quite in the final.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were thinking that with the girls' stroke play as well, she might have won that, but it's Kate did a great score as well, so she got her stroke play title. Yeah, listen, Olivia she's still only young. She's just a junior step, it's frighteningly positive for her as things go on. But we're all really disappointed but delighted that semi-final at her age is serious going, and I think that the sky is the limit now for her, and the dedication she has here with her dad Mike is always helping her practice, and she's got a great little team around her. The family were out following her today, and the brothers were inside with the iPads in the rain, which is probably the right thing to do on a day like today, but she's a credit to herself and her work ethic and her family really.
And so you spoke about her also in the girls category. Yeah. She's 15,
yeah, 15, 16.
Okay, so she's got still a lot of golf ahead of her.
Oh, absolutely, as well. And she was just picked on the girls' home team as well, so she has a lot of golf ahead of her. I think she's taking everything in her stride. She's got such a great head on her shoulders. She's very smart girl, and so I think that goes well with golf. And she's maybe just the weather not going to suit her today. That's just complete speculation, but rain doesn't suit it's hard on everybody, and maybe just kind of sort of made a few errors, maybe got compounded or whatever, but listen, she's got great talent. Enemies of the golf scene, put that way, not like most of the golfers here this week, but she has a really nice tempo and really hits the ball as well. She's a tall girl, so yeah.
Yeah, I saw that she was one down coming off of 17, and then we were still getting grounded on the 18th tee at that point, so we saw that unfortunately she was kind of blowing out to the right. Is there out of bounds along the right hand side of the 18th? Because there's a practice facility.
Yeah, practice fairways there on the right of 18th, so it's the blue one tee shot, and the score's gone astray there. On the day I'd say put a bit of water on the face, just knocks off the speed and it's gone. But many a person that starts shooting the 18th tee with 42 points and finish the round 42 points in the standard Sunday comp, definitely not on myself. But it's really it's why it's index 1, it's 360 odd meters points, and all the ladies this week were playing it off the comp scores off green tee, so it was a new round this week coming in.
Yeah, and so then what are certain holes that we should be keeping an eye out for? What are some of the signature holes, or the toughest holes that will be momentum swings throughout these 18?
Yeah, probably for me it'd be the water holes, because they got 2 of them are par 3s and they've got such a penalising shot in each, penalty 1. So that's 9 down the hill par 3, 100 and that's it from green tees this week, maybe the drive today is 140 odd meters. The 12th is par 3 open, which is actually carrying water. Has a nice 2-tier green. I'm not sure what the green is actually at the moment. I think I've just jumped in on my lunch break, but and then we got 13 uphill as a long par 4, and dug it right, and 14 down the hill because the wind hitting the ball so far down the hill. It's kind of like down the line with a very short run. Looking for chest to club face open up, and the water is right there. That's a tricky green, so I'd say 9, 12, 14 months of that one. I'm not sure it's 9 yet. 18 is the next one for a reason. Very surprised if it's not going to be very tight on that stage.
So your expectation is that this match is going to go all the way, if not close to the 18th hole?
I would say so, because the 2 semi-finals went that far, and the lane is like the great equalizer. Everyone's struggling. Like your talent is out there is exceptional. Like the weather is king. You're trying to keep clubs dry, rollies up, things like that. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if it went that far. Now, my luck will probably finish way earlier than that after saying that, but no, I think that it has a really good chance to go.
Yeah, I'm sure people can see the conditions are still pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a fair weather golfer. I'm not necessarily. I'll be at the golf course and there today. How's your own golf?
My own golf is moving to poor at the moment. A poor enough seven handicapper, but we actually have our captain's prize this weekend at Captain Seamus, and we do 2 18s, 36 holes, one day after the other. It's supposed to be softish tomorrow, but dry, and Sunday it's supposed to hit again. So who knows what's coming for the Scotland golfers this weekend, struggling out there. It's back off the bites. The place pretty long, and I'd say that rain will probably take a bit of a carry, or the run out of the ground as well. So carry its thing. Game is all right, but it's great group of young golfers in the club. The last couple of years, we managed to win Fed Daily just before COVID. A lot of those guys have graduated up to the Senior Cup team, Martin Shields, Pennants, and to Thomas Higgins and Keane O'Connor in college in America, and Alan Higgins, Simon Walker in college in Williams. So there's great sort of young golfers coming through, and you'd see that on Saturday morning here. There could be 100 kids getting lessons off the 2 roads that use our facility. So the club is really growing strength to strength, and junior golf is proving the fruits of the dailies coming through and seeing what Martin Shields. It's great.
That's great to hear. That's always nice to hear a good news story when it comes to all levels of amateur golf, not just the elite high levels that we're seeing and following today. Are you going to brave the conditions, or are you going to go back to the day job?
I have to go back to the rest of the evening. I might just go straight back after this and get a quick lunch and try to get a few balls this evening for the captain's right. But looking forward to it tomorrow. Love Ben and the club majors as they are globally known everywhere, I suppose. But I definitely play with golf this weekend. Hopefully make it to Sunday. But most importantly is a different part on something after a great show.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We might quick ad break. Just to thank you very much, and then like we were saying, the weather is kind of running and dictating everything that we're doing today. So we're going to go throw to a quick ad break there now, Lawrence, and we will be back to you guys in. So we are back here now on the fourth hole, as it is, at Roscommon Golf Club. So we're just trying to organize one or two quick technical audio issues on our end. Again, like I was saying, the rain and the weather's kind of caused havoc with some of our initial plans. But as you can see on the golf course, there the finalists Emma O'Driscoll and Kenise Screen are making their way down the fairway, and so we're just going to stick with the on course action there for just a moment, and we will work to resolve all these audio issues, and we'll be back to you as soon as possible.
Okay.
Now, delighted to say that Beth Coulter, semi-finalist today, joins us. Commiserations, firstly. How was it out there?
Pretty miserable. I mean, you can probably see behind us there. It's windy and it's rainy, and the rain out there this morning was cold. It's cold and wet, and it was just a slog. And it was kind of about just surviving, kind of making pars and not very many mistakes. Whereas yesterday it was kind of who can go low and make the most birdies. But today it was definitely bogey avoidance.
Holding on, basically.
Yeah.
And how was the format for the Irish Close this year has changed? You had a bye through to the match play. How did you find that? Good thing, bad thing? Would you like more reps on the course?
No, honestly, I think it was great. I'm not sure I probably would have been able to get up. Leaving Finland at 3:30 a couple of days ago was not easy, and then knowing that you had to come and play 2-stroke play rounds would have been really tough. And I came in, never seen the golf course, played a quick practice round, and then get out there, and it's great even just to get into match play. Of course, it's maybe one of the first 2 runs to settle in, but it was nice just to be able to go out and kind of not have too much to fear.
And you got off to a flyer when it came to the match play. What good solid 6-4 win?
Yeah, both rounds I actually played really well. First one I played solid, and then the second one I played really good. I think I was 8 under for the 14 holes.
That's pretty great, yeah.
It was pretty good, but just wasn't there this morning at all, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's not all been doom and gloom for you. You've got announced the Curtis Cup team, one of 3 Irish individuals on the squad. Yourself, Sarah Byrne, Anya Donegan. It's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting. As I said earlier in the week, Anya and Sarah are 2 of my best friends in golf, and to kind of cap Sarah's career off with playing Curtis Cup together, and it's going to be me and Anya's last couple of years playing amateur golf, and to get to do that together is going to be really, really special. And I know we're really looking forward to the week with each other and the rest of the team, and it's going to be really exciting.
So, for people that would know, when is the Curtis Cup coming up?
The 30th of August to the 1st of September.
Okay, very good. So, same weekend as the KPMG Women's Irish Open.
Yeah.
So, safe to say that you obviously won't be in the field for that.
No.
That must be a milestone accomplishment, though, making the Curtis Cup squad.
Definitely. I mean, the last Curtis Cup, I was reserve, and I knew at that point I was probably a little bit off the pace. But it's nice, obviously, to be in consideration. It was a little bit of disappointment, but I kind of knew it was coming, and that was the goal. Then as soon as I got the phone call to say, look, you're not on the team, I was like, okay, the next one is in GBNI, and we're going to make sure that we're on that team. And driving up the road here the other day, I got the call from Katrina Matthew, and that was really, really special. Like, even just to see her name, who she is, popping up on your phone, I was like, oh my God, this is happening. And that was definitely a really cool moment. Just to then over the last couple of days, talking to Anya and Sarah, it's kind of started to really sink in, like, we're doing this. But there's a lot of golf and, stuff before that. We have homes next week, and we've got a trophy to get back there first.
What's that like? So you spoke about how amazing it is to see Katrina Matthew as a contact appear on your phone.
Yeah.
What's the process like from your side in terms of the conversations you would have with her or that wider team around getting onto the squad?
Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly when it was that she was announced as the captain, but whenever she was, obviously it's a huge deal. She captained the Solheim Cup, that went inside, and we've had a bit of communication with her, kind of the provisional kind of squads and stuff. Sure. And even just like getting those messages from her and her asking about yardages and just kind of checking in with you, your schedule, like that's really cool. And then to eventually get that phone call is really, really special. Yeah, because you also you were also around playing Pormarnock, and she was there on site as well, so you were there for the women's amateur. Did you have conversations with her at all that week, or was it a case of you knew she was there, but kind of kept her at arm's length? No, not really. I mean, if I seen her, obviously, I'd love standing talking to her, and she was out at Nationals too, and we had a great chat. And yeah, I mean, of course, she's really famous, and she is who she is, and she's a really decorated player. And but it's also important to kind of form those kind of relationships, and say hello and stand and talk to them, and those kind of things help probably whenever it's in selection. Yeah. But yeah, of course, she's a big deal, but you just kind of have to be confident enough to kind of talk to her.
So you mentioned home internationals coming up as well. How's preparation going for that? I mean, I imagine it's going to be a little bit better than this. Yeah, well, I mean, we're pretty far north in Scotland. I'd say the weather would be fairly similar to this. Enough, actually, yeah. I think we're on a links course, so obviously this was very wet and spongy, and
be a lot more run there. But I think we leave Monday morning. The girls leave on Sunday. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We have, again, a really good squad. And even back to Europeans, like that was the best finish in women's golf for the last 41 years. And you can kind of see how women's golf is really progressing. And I think it'll be really cool, kind of Neve and Helen, this is their last year kind of as captain and manager, and it'd be really cool to send them off with the women's trophy and then the overall trophy with the men. And it's really special that we get to do that with the men. It's really cool and definitely adds a bit of excitement.
And so then, do you get much of a break before heading back to college over in the States, or because you go straight from home internationals to pretty close to pretty much immediately into Curtis Cup?
Almost, yeah. So I had a flight booked on the 20th of August back for school, starting on
rescheduled, is it?
The 22nd. But I missed the first 2 weeks of school, and I'll go back on the 3rd. I know the other girls are playing LPGIQ school, but I'm going to kind of stay at home, work with my coach, and use kind of that week for that, and spend some time with my friends and be normal for a week in summer. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that week, and it's been a really long summer, and it's important to also recharge the social battery.
Yeah, I can imagine. Women's amateur golf in Ireland is in a really, really healthy position. Obviously, a couple of great talents are turning professional, even Lauren Walsh turning pro in the last few years. Must be great to see and compete against your friends at a really high level repeatedly and kind of consistently throughout the summer, but also throughout the year.
Yeah, I think like those girls obviously are a little bit older, and probably Leona is someone for Lauren to look up to. And then, for us coming through at this age, Lauren's done really well these last few weeks. She had some really good results, and even just simply like having someone to travel with, that kind of thing, someone familiar face out on tour, like it's really cool for us. And, Sarah and Anya are going to be doing it soon with Anna, and it's really exciting because, we've kind of progressed through the ranks together, and hopefully pro golf then is the next step.
And that pro golf is calling your name in the next couple of years for yourself as well?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'll finish college and then we'll see what happens, but definitely I'd love to try it for a little bit. But yeah, we'll try and get my degree and then reconvene.
And before any of that, I imagine focus is now swiftly moved on to home internationals, Curtis Cup, and we'll think about pro golf and when it comes.
Exactly. Yeah, I could just about tell you what I'm doing tomorrow. Never mind in 2 years.
Fair enough. Well, listen, Beth, thank you very much for having a chat with us. Well done on making Curtis Cup again. I know it's a massive achievement. Commiserations. Although a party is probably delighted that you're not out in the rain right now.
I wouldn't quite just say that, but I'd probably rather be out there than the 4-hour journey home. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, thank you very much. Well done again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to throw to a very quick commercial break, and we'll be back with on-course coverage just after this.
with David are very heavily involved with the men's committee. Yeah, do a good job.
How's the championship been going? You've been following much of it?
Yeah, I've been around all week, really. My wife, Sinead, was playing in it at the early stages, but we went out the first round of the plate. So I've been here all week.
I told you, the carnies are everywhere.
Yeah, so I've been around all week, and I'm delighted the course seems to have played great, and we're very fortunate to have, the bones of a great golf course, and thankfully our new head greenkeeper has really shown a new direction here.
Yeah, I've heard some great things about the new greenskeeper. The course is lovely. I've been here obviously a few days throughout the week, and a few days in the lead up to the tournament as well. Fairways are very, very, very firm. Greens look lovely and receptive. It seems like they're put in very true, which is nice.
Yeah, it's great. Club had its challenges, like a lot of clubs, around COVID times, and we were fortunate to engage employee Dean Brock. Dean came to us from Rathfarnham Golf Club with a lot of history at Grange Golf Club and other places, like, a really energetic young man, full of enthusiasm, full of knowledge, and has really helped this golf club to turn a corner. It's been revolutionary. It's been fantastic, actually, for Roscommon Golf Club.
That's great. For people that maybe haven't been to play Roscommon or haven't been to visit, how would you describe the course, and what are some of its defining features?
It's your typical Midland Parkland golf club. It plays longer than its yardage because the longer holes are played uphill. So the long par fours, holes like the 5th and the 8th and the 10th, and I appreciate people won't know them. The 13th and par 5 15th are all, and then 18th even plays slightly. They're longish par, like where they might be 410, 20, 30, 40 yards. They play much longer than that because they're uphill. We have a great set of par 3s. Which is really critical to any good golf course. Great golf courses have great par 3s, and we have that here. And we have a perfect finish with the par 5, par 3, and 2 good par 4s. The 17th being a short, kind of drivable for the long hitter, and the 18th a really strong par 4 finishing hole and can ultimately define a round. So we've got great bones, and it's I think underrated golf course, really. It goes under the radar a little bit, but it's a proper test here, and playable for everybody as well.
It really seems like it has been a bit of a proper test, and I'd say in conditions like today, it's definitely playing like a bit of a beast. It's so if you miss a few fairways here, you're definitely punching out and just taking your medicine.
Yes, and of course, the rough will play its part when it gets wet. It's very challenging, and the ball obviously won't be running as far. I mean, earlier in the week we had some of the ladies shooting a couple of rounds of 8 under par. Like it's phenomenal golf, numbers. And typically you can only do those numbers on when the golf course is really well presented, and they can get crisp iron shots, and around the greens are good, and the bunkers are good, and the greens play great. So it's been good feedback from the golfers, and I think it stood the test. But I think it'll be difficult today in the wet conditions. Unfortunately, it'll be tough.
Oh well, I mean, it's also nice to have different challenges from different players on different days.
Yes,
if it was gloriously sunny for every day, I imagine.
Yeah,
it would look stunning, but sometimes it's nice to see how
it is.
elite amateurs challenge.
Yeah, and it's good to challenge them.
Yeah,
it's good to challenge them. It's not all about hitting balls in perfect conditions and sunny weather too. It's golf can be ultimately we play it in the elements, and that's part of the challenge. And it's nice to see it a bit different today.
Yeah. How's your own game? Are you playing much at the moment?
No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing much.
Yeah,
that's because Johnny knows. I had a knee replacement on the 10th of January, and it's been a slow recovery. But I'm getting there. I think I've turned a little corner, and I think I'm getting to it. And I'm looking forward to playing golf, but I think I'm a few months off it yet. But I really miss it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to hitting a few balls. Although the tee shots are going to be even shorter than they were before, which is hard to believe.
I know. You're a Irish AIG Irish Amateur Close champion yourself, and you've won a couple of Irish amateur championships. Yes. The Close for the men is coming up in 2 weeks' time in Dún Laoghaire. What does the Close mean to yourself personally, but then also just from amateur golf in Ireland? It's one of the bigger golf tour championships.
It is, of course, and it's you'll always be known as an Irish champion. And when I won the Irish Close in Westport, at that time you played number 1 for your country, and that was a great honour to play in the singles. Played number 1, but it opens a lot of doors. You get to invited to a lot of events. You get to represent your country. I really travelled the world on the back of it. I got to play in some brilliant events, got to play as Irish champion on a European team, went to Perth in Australia, played on a team with the likes of Justin Rose, and, I played against Jeff Ogilvy, and, I really saw a lot of the world, played great players, met some brilliant people. And, golf is a game of the ages, and it's a game for everybody from all standards. And you also obviously get to meet some great people and get to play some great golf courses and go to great cities. So, it was brilliant for me. I won it later in my life, as in, 30. That's kind of old for golf now. But it was fantastic. It meant a lot to me and still does.
Lovely. I'm just watching a few more of the other things. There's obviously the girls' plate and the women's plate teeing off as well. So there's a lot of action going on today, even though it's not necessarily Olivia's no longer in the field. So a few fans have probably cried off. Talk to me about Olivia. What you know about her as a player? She's obviously a great Irish young talent.
Oh, Olivia's got all the tools. She's a fantastic golfer. She's a lovely kid. She's committed and dedicated. I've often said I go to work early in the mornings and I drive past this golf course. I only live down the road, and I'd often see Olivia on the range at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning before school. Even in the winter time, it could be dark, and she'd be here chipping and putting when she was younger. So I can remember her being a very small kid here. She's obviously turned into a brilliant lady now. She's a huge talent. We have great expectations for her. I mean, to lose in a semi-final of a close at 15, 16 years of age is as I said to her dad, and to her, it's no loss. It's all up. And of course, she's disappointed today, and the club are disappointed for her. But we're super proud of her, and she's a great kid. Yeah, we wish her all the best.
Yeah, no, she's a super talent. I mean, she's obviously played in a couple of professional tournaments as well. Played in KBNG Women's Irish Open a couple of times, I think.
She's played twice. Yeah.
So she's no stranger to the spotlight, and she's a super talent. So no doubt we'll see her name on the trophy. Getting a lot more trophies very soon.
I think so, Johnny. Yeah, she's got all the bits, and she seems dedicated. And I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, no. So it seems that the conditions seem to be lightening up a little bit. There's a lot less umbrellas on the
brightening a touch, is it?
Yeah. The rain's still there, though.
Yeah, well, and it's just sitting there, and it's a kind of a muggy, sticky day. It's a tough day for golf.
It is.
Yeah, you're trying to stay dry, and you're trying to peel off some layers. Probably, it's a difficult day to play golf in.
It's possibly an unfair question because I don't know how much of the golf you've got to see. And Kenise Screen, from what I understand, is still one up over Emma O'Driscoll. But if you're to back a horse here now.
Well, very often when you get to these situations, it's about experience. Sometimes, I've put out some golfers who are better than I am. When it gets near the end of championships, funny things happen, and a little bit of experience is a great thing. So, I mean, I know a little bit about Emma because I've seen her play a couple of times. She's a fantastic player. I don't know much about the younger girl, but I think experience will play its part. But the kids nowadays are so good.
Yeah.
We just don't know what to expect.
That's fair enough. So it's a good way of staying diplomatic there again. I like that.
Yeah, sure. Not always my forte.
Listen, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll catch up with you again kind of throughout the day, and maybe after the championship.
Perfect.
Might catch up off camera as well.
Yeah, we might have a beer later.
Exactly.
It's all good. Thanks, Johnny, and thanks for coming here. Roscommon are delighted to have you around the place.
No. Thank you.
You do a great job in amateur golf. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate that. That's probably a great way to say that all of our amateur golf coverage is brought to you by AIG.
Yes.
They're an official partner of Golf Ireland and have been for 25 years. So Irish Golf Ireland members can get an additional 10% on their car insurance when you go and visit aig.ie. We're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back to you in just under 3 minutes. Now, welcome back to our coverage of the AIG Women's Irish Amateur Close Championship at Roscommon Golf Club. As I mentioned, it's a wet and windy day here in Roscommon. It's a lovely golf course, though. I've had the chance to be out there, both following the groups, as well as filming some pieces on the golf course. But we are still just trying to resolve one or two technical issues, unfortunately. The rain has really caused havoc with us. But I will give you a score update as we have it now at the moment. So Kenise Screen is 1 up through 6 holes. They're on the 7th hole, the par 4. The par 5, apologies. The par 5. So the way that it has gone for them now is Kenise won the first hole with a par 4. They halved the second. She won the third hole with a birdie 3. They halved the fourth hole. Emma pulled one back on the 5th hole with a birdie 3. 6 holes halved in 3s and pars. They're now on the 7th, as I mentioned, par 5, before they started making their way back towards the clubhouse and making the turn on the 8th and then 9th hole. It's I have Michael Stiles here walking back into the clubhouse here now. Michael, you're going to be able to give me a full rundown of what's been going on. Give the people let the people know what's been going on. Come in this way. There's cables and what not out that way. How are you?
Good. Long walk back out there from the 5th to the 6th we were on. Tell you, it's some match.
Yeah.
Like,
I really wish I could see it.
Oh man!
Unfortunately, I'm very sorry for everyone else who is of that opinion.
So Kenise went 2 up, but how she went 2 up was brilliant. On the 3rd hole, both of them hit a kind of hooky drive, kind of trying to battle the wind a little bit.
Sure. This is the 3rd hole, is a uphill, a little bit of a bend from left to right, not too much. It's short enough par 4 as well.
And so they both were on the opposite fairway. So Emma about 100 yards in, and she stuck about 16 feet, and Kenise dropped it short. So it was kind of okay match play, all on. Emma now takes advantage, and Kenise chipped in.
Oh,
and
wow.
Like, it was, you could feel, like, you could even see the deflation
from
Emma, because she was playing it well. And then straight away onto the 4th, both hit beautiful drives. A decent approach from Emma. Gets herself with like a 45-foot putt uphill. Kenise pushed hers left, so she had a chip on. And just kind of, as we were walking through, people that were watching, they were like, "Oh, it's really, really unfortunate. Emma, she's playing really well, and so unlucky, like chipping, unbelievable." And then Emma holds this 45-foot putt, and just a little fist pump there to get going, brings it back down to 1 down. So, like, there's big shots being played already, and we're only 4 or 5 holes into it, which to me has the makings of a really good ding dong battle. Okay. And listen, both of them are chatting away afterwards, and very calm and very, very sportsmanlike, which is kind of really nice to see as well. But both of them have the ability to play the big shots, but also put themselves in trouble. Kenise hit a great bunker shot then after that to kick in. And it's just really, really impressive in terms of, it's not just green, fairway, 2-putt as well. There's squiggly things going on, but both of them have the ability to then produce something really, really good.
Sure,
so it's a really good match out there.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit of a pity that I haven't been able to get out to watch it, and we haven't quite been able to get out there with cameras just yet either. But hopefully, as the weather kind of improves, or if the weather improves, we will get out there. That's interesting that you were saying that the 2 women were talking after the shots, because we were following, we were keeping track on Emma's semi-final match against Beth, but then also in the first couple of holes that we were watching of the on-course coverage, Emma kept to herself pretty comfortably. Like, she wasn't much of a chatter, whereas earlier on, particularly in the stroke play rounds, when I was following their group in particular, or her group in particular, she was having the chats with everyone. She was getting on great, having a few laughs. Obviously, match play is very, very different to stroke play, and stroke play is kind of just about qualifying for the match play side of it. good to see that she's now having, I don't know whether she's relaxed a little bit or she's just taking it in her stride and just having the chats.
She's so competitive though as well.
Yeah.
So she's and I think that's probably to her. I think she might feel maybe to her detriment. She's a bit competitive as well.
Okay.
But just interesting. Like I think her aim going out today in the afternoon was not to be too aggressive with her wedges and not fire up pins. And to be honest, I think she's probably starting to feel that she needs to go for things a little bit more because her game's there. I think she was leaving herself with too much to do and having to hold 45 footers and stuff when I think she's been fairly solid. I think she needs to be a little bit more aggressive in her approach play. Both of them off the tee, very, very similar distance. There's only ever a yard, 2, 3, 4 in between them, and they chop and change. Both very good drivers of the ball.
Okay.
So there's not going to be an arms race in terms of that. It's literally going to be down, I think, to their approach. Both look like decent putters, but it's who leaves themselves with the right putt.
Okay.
So Emma left herself pin high and uphill a lot, where Kenisa left herself with a couple of downhills.
Okay.
So I think that could be a big thing moving in when it starts to get really, really nervy near the end.
Yeah, particularly I imagine as the greens get a little bit slower when this level of rain falls. I think we had like 50 millimeters of rain falling already today, so it's going to slow greens down a little bit. So when it comes to what kind of comfort level you have as a putter, do you like if Emma's leaving herself uphillers all day long and it's rainy and getting slower, does she like to give the putts a bit more of a rattle? Or if Kenisa has these downhill putts, maybe she can just feel like she can comfortably just kind of roll the ball down toward the hole or into the hole without having to be worried about knocking it past.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. It just all depends on how golfers kind of like to play and what their individual quirks are.
Yeah, exactly. So it is. I think Emma looked very comfortable with her putter. I think the first two, she was just trying to get the feel of it again, and then I just think she's really got the speed of the greens. So if the weather kind of stays as it is, I think it's going to suit her a lot. I did have a little word with her caddy, so I did ask the question, "Why are you here all of a sudden?"
Yeah.
And
Who are you?
She just said she was one of Emma's friends, and she just turned and goes, "Listen, do you want me to push your trolley and keep your clubs dry?" And I was like, "Yeah." Great. So she's not doing anything club section. She's not helping, not doing anything. She's saying well back. She's just keeping the clubs dry and pushing her trolley, which, she's a friend of Emma. She kind of knows I'm going to stay out of the way. But I think she was like, I think she felt a bit sorry for that. She had no caddy and everyone else kind of had something. But, again, people who are tuning into this for the first time, like it's been a lot of golf consecutive days. She's already had 20 holes. She said to her she she'd off in the afternoon. She had a very quick bite to eat and don't think she had time to even change a jacket or anything, and she's back out there. So could make the difference not having to push the trolley and not having to and it's not so much that. I think it's with this weather, it's if you're not Irish you won't really understand this, but it's soft but it's wet rain.
It's wet rain.
Like it's not coming down heavy, but all of a sudden you're soaking wet in a few minutes, or if you've got an umbrella, it is dripping down off it. And I think trying to keep clubs dry, trying to keep gloves dry, trying to keep grips dry. Like Emma was definitely standing on tee boxes with the grip on her driver up her jumper to keep it dry.
Sure.
It's that type of day, and it's kind of muggy, and because it's parkland, because it's so tree lined, it's getting softer underfoot. But I think with the two of them, I think it's going to be a really good game, a really good battle all the way in, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
Have you seen much of Olivia Costello? Olivia Costello kind of floating around? I imagine she's got out of Dodge pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think whenever you have a lead to a certain point and that starts coming back, especially how she didn't do great coming to her last 3-4 holes.
Yeah,
it puts a sour taste. I think if you're losing to birdies, so be it. But I think she lost 2 holes to 2 pars. But again, as we said, having being a hometown player is that extra pressure.
There's a lot of pressure that comes with that,
it is, and you've got a crowd and everyone wants to support you, and everyone, if you looked out from up here where we're seated, you could see all the red jumpers, the Roscommon golf club jumpers around, and you're kind of going, geez, is that what she actually needs? Does she, obviously we want to wish her well and support her, but that can hamper you, and all of a sudden
a little bit extra pressure, your
hands tighten. And then I would say she's probably never I probably couldn't tell you that time she took 3 off a tee on the 18th here. Played it so many times, you know. So, but again, these are experiences. She just got to chalk up to experience and try and learn from it, because it's still a big tournament, you know. It's still a huge achievement to get this far. Some top golfers didn't even make it to the final day. So yeah, I think experience wise, it's brilliant for her, and how she's gonna kind of use that as fuel moving forward is the best way to go about it.
For sure. It's a narrow enough fairways. Fairways are quite narrow on the golf course. Obviously, it's tree lined, but the actual fairways themselves are not massive, and so like the misses that these players have, it's either like miss it big and miss it onto another fairway, or you're going to have to really be very, very accurate. You're saying that both players have, you know, distance wise there, so Kenise and Emma are pretty much toe to toe. When it comes to accuracy, it has one kind of jumped out of you so far in the front 9.
Not really. Both fairly accurate. Both have been put in the fairway, bar that one where they both hooked it. Now, when I was chatting to you guys, like the wind had just cropped up, and you could see that they were trying to just control guide a little bit, and that's where they got it. But again, they had both gone probably 25 yards left, which put them on just on the other fairway.
Just another fairway, yeah.
So then it was a 60-degree over trees and hoping to get onto a green, which Kenise didn't. But I think you're right. You're going to miss wide, so you can come on. I think Beth in the semi-final, Beth caught herself into the trees a few times, and she had to hit, like, just take her medicine and just bumped a little shot back into the fairway. And like, in match play, that can cost you.
Yeah,
you know, and especially when you're looking and you're seeing your playing partner just ahead of you or having a shot in. But yeah, I think accuracy off the tee, and I can't see that being a big thing for these two coming into today.
Sure.
But when pressure gets in, normally that's the first thing starting to go is when you pull that driver and you try to hit it with that little bit extra. So when the pressure comes on, especially kind of 15, 16, 17, I think it'll be interesting to see then who can keep it on the straight
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that's when it comes down to a 2-horse race like this. Like you mentioned, the fact that Emma has already played 20 holes today. She played 20 yesterday in one of her rounds. Her match against Aideen Walsh went down 20 holes as well. Like,
and that was a tough game. Like I think even Emma said it, that like Aideen is a fierce competitor, and she was exhausted after that.
Yeah, no, big time. So you got to wonder, days like these are almost a war of attrition as much as anything else. Who can survive the 36, 30, 40 holes sometimes in the one day. So that's a lot of golf that they'll have played now of these 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah. And also like there's Kenise just graduated from college. She was over in the States, and Emma will be more experienced out of the two of them. So it's not so much, there's not such a clash of styles, but just kind of a clash of generation. What's going on? I think that's a really interesting kind of narrative in it. Whereas, and again, the way they play, very, very similar. Which is kind of interesting to see that even though there is an age gap, that hasn't changed it.
Yeah. You never know. Emma, by the end of this, she might sign Kenise up.
Yeah, there you go. She's here for doing. Yeah, exactly.
Regardless of the results. I'll tell you what, as we are about to try and get back to some on-course pictures here now, we're going to take a quick ad break. We'll take a 3-minute ad break. Just a quick reminder, as I said, that the coverage of today's AIG Irish Women's Close Amateur Championship and all of the Bogeyman's Amateur Irish Golf coverage is brought to you by AIG, proud supporter and partner of Golf Ireland, and have been for 25 years. And that's impressive. That's a long partnership.
It is. It's a long partnership.
It's a long relationship. Right. We'll be back after this. Okay, well, I'll just say anyway. Score update as you're watching live pictures there from on the golf course. Kenise made a nice birdie on the 7th hole, so she has gone back to 2 up in the final of the AIG Irish Women's Amateur Close Championship. Michael's about to head back out onto the golf course, and we're going to get audio from him, and I'll be able to give us on-course updates from what's going on the ground. So as it stands at the moment, Kenise screen 2 up against Emma O'Driscoll as they are on the 8th hole right now at the moment. Weather conditions are not getting any better, as you can see from out there on the golf course. It's just, as great a championship as it has been, and it has been a fantastic championship to this point so far. The weather has really let that down, which is a pity, but at the same time, sometimes that's a brilliant challenge. It's a great challenge for these players, and these women are competitors, and regardless of the weather conditions, they want to go out and they want to go and play the best golf that they can. And we're seeing it as well. Like Michael was saying, the caliber of golf has been fantastic. So Emma O'Driscoll is here on the 8th green. I mean, like, you can just see the amount of rain. It is it's cold out there. And like Michael was saying, it's that wet Irish rain. So put away there from Emma O'Driscoll on the 8th. It just slides by. So Kenise with an opportunity to go 3 up here now. There's still solid crowds braving the weather conditions, which is admirable to see. Always very, very nice to see. Kenise with her putt here. That also slides by. So they continue on to another hole. Emma's putt was conceded by Kenise, of course. So onwards they go. Onto the par 3, 9th hole. The par 3, 9th is playing at about 153 meters long. It's a downhill par 3, bunkers either side of the green, and then water comes into the play at the left of the green on the left-hand side, and long as well. So it's playing quite long for, well, definitely playing a lot longer in these conditions, as they're playing into the wind off the left-hand side. But that should be countered a little bit by the elevation change, going from a elevated tee down to a slightly lower green. You can just see they're just wiping everything off with towels. Both players is trying to maintain some level of dryness and some level of grip with the golf clubs. It's a battle of attrition here now at this point, and everyone's taking a little bit more time to get their numbers right, to get the distance, get the shot shape. Everything just needs to be a little bit more fine tuned in conditions like these, as it gets very tough. Kenise is up on the tee first. So 153 meters here now for Kenise and for Emma. This is a complete shot in the dark, but I'm going to say that they're playing with, let's say 8 irons. Why not? 170 odd yards. It's a good swing. Balls away. I'll be honest with you, people. I have no idea where that went because I can't see that far. Emma stepped up now. Her response, her attitude now on the second line will probably get a little bit more aggressive, and they'll be playing, probably attacking pins a little bit more as she's 2 down going through these final 10 holes. She's not too happy with that now. She's scuffed the ground and she's continued walking on. Her friend there carrying the bag or pushing the bag on for her. Our cameraman trying to stay somewhat dry underneath the umbrella. The conversation seems to have stopped as well between the two competitors. Emma walking on ahead there on the fairway. She's now just caught up with her caddy as Kenise is walking down the path. So our players have approached the 9th green now. We can see them in the distance here from the clubhouse, from this warm, dry clubhouse that I am in. No one else in the production team is, but I am, which is, for me, the most important thing. Everyone else can get soaked. But our competitors have reached the green, and it looks like Kenise has missed the green just out to the right hand side. I am incorrect. Kenise appears to be in the middle of the green. Good and safe. A tough, long par 3, as you can see on the left-hand side there. As you can see on the left-hand side there is the water coming into play off of the left and long. There's a bunker on the right-hand side. This is a tricky hole, you know. Emma O'Driscoll has just come up short of the green. She has a wedge in her hand. She has a 60-degree wedge, I've been told by my man on the ground now. This is great. We have communications between myself, so we have to give you more accurate updates rather than my terrible ramblings. Michael saying 60-degree wedge in hand for Emma. It's a superb shot, I'm being told, to about 1.5 to 2 feet. For Emma at this point now, you got to think that that's going to be kick-in range if that's not conceded by Kenise. So, not conceded just yet. So Kenise has a bit of a swing and putt here ahead of her. A little bit downhill, off of her left. Ball will be falling towards the water toward the end when it comes to the hole. She's just settling herself over the putt just to extend the lead further. And it just misses on the right-hand side, just right edge. And just misses by an inch, So Emma this now to maintain to keep within touching distance to maintain some kind of pressure on her competitor over here. I think my on-course commentator might be a little bit incorrect when it comes to his measurement. That looks a little bit closer to 4 foot than 2. There it is, right in the heart. A great putt by Emma. Again, she maintains touching distance, and they move on to the 10th hole. So they now turn around and head back up the hill from whence they came. And the outline and the routing of the golf course at this point kind of goes up and back for a couple of holes. So they go up the hill here now on 11, back down, up the hill, apologies, on 10, back down the hill on 11. Then they play a lovely par 3 for the 12th hole. And then the 13th is a beast of a... the 13th is a beast of a par 4. About 350, 360 meters long. 2 very good digs will get you up and around the green. So I've been told both players go on driver. Kenise, she is up on the tee first. She likes this hole, so now she's just going to open the shoulders, let it rip. She lines herself up, settles herself. Balls away. Balls away, and it's gone down to the left-hand side of the fairway. Little draw. Confident, though. Again, it's all right there. So the scores for anyone that is just joining us, Kenise screen is 2 up through 9 holes after the 9th hole was halved in par 3s. Emma Driscoll now lining a drive up. She set up a little bit differently. Yeah, a little bit. Emma set up a little bit differently in the right-hand side of the tee box, whereas Kenise was down the middle. So just trying to set herself up for a little fade. So Emma's drive, I've been told, has just split the fairway right down the middle line, the mowing line there, in the middle of the fairway, just on the left-hand side. Just the ideal kind of set position on this 10th hole. Again, good to see a lot of crowds, a lot of people walking the golf course with the 2 competitors. Emma there opting to put her umbrella away. Not sure if that's bravery or she just accepted she's not going to get any wetter. Has it stopped raining? It doesn't appear so. I'm now being informed that the rain is easing. Easing is the exact term that was used, which is good to see, good to hear. So Emma's just on the left-hand side of the fairway. Kenise has just run into the rough a little bit. The pin is at the front of the green. A couple of bunkers protect the green. One on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side. Emma, in particular, will be well used to conditions such as these. She obviously from Cork Golf Club originally, but plays a lot of her golf out of Ballybunion, and Ballybunion, we all know, is no stranger to pretty adverse weather conditions. So she might feel right at home in these kind of conditions. This is the ideal scenario for her, I'm sure. But Kenise is first to play here. Okay, so Kenise just come up short on the left-hand side of the green. Emma Driscoll here, really position A1. She's attacking the pin. Fantastic shot, I'm being told. So that's gone straight at the pin. So Emma doing all she can to cut into this 2-down deficit and bring herself back into it a little bit more. Emma looking very comfortable. She just kind of walks down the fairway there. This is she's in her element. She loves competition like this. She loves kind of just competing. She loves the game of golf. Obviously, Emma works as an athlete manager for JMC Sport, so she's well used to being in and around elite golfers and professional golfers and elite athletes. So Emma's left herself a little bit of a downhill putt. Kenise has an uphill putt. You can see the slope there coming into play. This is going to be not the easiest putts in the world, but Kenise is going to be the first to play here. Very nice greens, undulate, couple of subtle undulations throughout each of the greens here on the golf course. So Kenise lining her putt up. She's aimed well out to the left. She's expecting this to swing back down to the right, back down to the hole. There it is. It's a great putt. Good pace putt there from Kenise Green. Left herself a couple of feet. Emma just getting her to mark that. It's a little bit. She's giving it. Look at that. Still very friendly despite being a fierce competitor. So this is a tricky downhill putt for Emma, but a good opportunity, or an opportunity at the very least, to eat into this 2-down deficit. Balls away. And that's just ran on a little bit there away from Emma. So she's got a little bit of work here now to tidy up. And all of a sudden, these little match play moments now between two competitors mean a lot more. This putt instantly got a little bit more difficult as I ran on maybe a foot or two beyond where Emma may have wanted. She tidied it up lovely there. No problem, no blood. And both players make their way on to the 11th hole. So the 11th hole is a par 5, stroke index 15 for the ladies, for the women. We're now at between 360 meters to 445 meters, depending upon which tees they're playing off. But they're walking back now walking across now. So they have to walk across the 17th tee boxes here now on Roscommon Golf Club to get across to the 11th. 11th is a lovely hole, lovely par 5. Tough driving hole. It pinches, the fairway pinches up with a big tree on the right hand side of the fairway, just around the landing zone. This hole is by no means an easy par if you're playing off of on the par 5. None of the par 5s are gimme pars by any stretch of the imagination, but 11 in particular is a very, very tough hole. Accuracy off the tee and accuracy when it comes to the approach shot are of vital importance. The big tree, as I mentioned, comes into play right on Emma's landing zone. During the stroke play rounds when I was with her, she hit it to pinpoint accuracy with her drive. She then missed the green on the left-hand side, had a tough chip, and scrambled for a bogey in the end. But that just gives a sense about how tough these par 5s are and how tough this golf course is. And then added so the hole playing 485 yards. We can see Michael there in the background, just giving us our live on-course numbers. Kenise Screen, again, maintains her honor. It's a blind tee shot as well. It's worth saying that. So Kenise will have picked her line. She'll have picked her target. She'll let the ball fly. And then all things going well, it'll land exactly where she wants it to go. So I think Kenise is going to be hoping for a little bit of luck to fall on her side. Maybe there'll be a gap in the trees there. She didn't look too enamored by that tee shot, but here comes Emma O'Driscoll here now. Another opportunity to So call one back. Drivers away. The early pickup, she likes that. So the ball's Michael's running on to get the exact on the golf course, but Emma's golf ball, he was saying, you could see bounce there down the left hand side of the fairway, perfect position. You can see just over Kinesa's right hand side there is the big tree that I was telling you cuts into the right hand side of the fairway. So anything left of that, and you're in a good position, but it leaves you're still left with a very long second shot into the green. And again, bunkers protect this green on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and there's also a bunker just short of the green. So it's not just a first shot golf course here by any stretch of the imagination. This is a accuracy off of every shot is vital here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short ad break, and we'll be back to you in just a moment. So Emma there had 245 yards to the green, to the flag. She was just in the rough on the left hand side. She laid up to a very nice number just to give herself a good wedge in. But as you can see here, Kenise Green's got 235 yards to the hole, and just that big imposing tree getting in her way. So she just had to just punch something forward just to get past that hole, get past that tree, and give herself an opportunity to make par and have this hole and maintain her 2-up lead. Weather conditions have just continued to deteriorate. It doesn't seem like it's letting up at all today. There's the big imposing tree. So Kenise has just punched through those trees there, as we were saying, and she has just left herself 122 yards to the flag. Emma O'Driscoll is just a few yards up ahead of Kenise, her playing partner, her competitor. So it's a chipping contest now at this point. It's a pitching contest at this point. Both players obviously in the fairway with their second shots. This will just be a lofted wedge in hands for both players. They'll both be very comfortable with a shot like this. Being informed that Emma is possibly the more calm, more upbeat of the two players, possibly. Emma's there chatting away, having a bit of a laugh with her caddy. Like we were saying earlier on, she's just probably used to conditions like these in that Ballybunion golf that she loves to play. Kenise was what I can only assume was swatting the fly there. She resets. You're not missing her in the bright pink now, to be fair, today. That's helpful for the cameras. Lovely swing. Balls away. Just makes it to the front of the green. Okay, so she might be a little disappointed with that. She's again having a go at something. It must be some fly or something that's bothering her, or having a go at her. But front of the green there from Kenise, and Emma is a good distance up. A good distance off now there, so you can see that. So you can see that fairway bunker that comes into play, just even from a visual side, more so than anything. So Emma's just got being told now that Emma has just 100, maybe 105 to this back pin, and you can see there's a big bunker on the right hand side, bunker on the left hand side. But this should be green light territory for Emma here now. This should be just the perfect opportunity to go attack this flag and eat into that 2-down deficit. Super shot from Emma. Super shot from Emma. She's attacked the pin. This is exactly the tactics that she had coming out of this hole. Give herself a good birdie look. Good opportunity here now to get the match back to 1 down. And as we come up to the par 3 12th hole in a few moments, hopefully Emma will just be the 1 down. This is a good opportunity for us to say that we will be live broadcasting the men's AIG Irish Close Amateur Championship live from Dunleary Golf Club on the 18th of August. And a reminder that all of our coverage of both the AIG Men's Close, but also all amateur golf in Ireland, is brought to you by AIG, a proud partner of Golf Ireland for the last 25 years. And Golf Ireland members can get an additional 10% off of their car insurance when they visit AIG.ie. Kenise obviously left herself with a tricky enough 40, 50-foot putt, 45-foot putt from the very front of the green. Emma, now the advantage, you have to say, is in her course. She's got a 6-foot putt, flat enough putt. It doesn't break too much at the back of the green. So good opportunity here from Emma. It pitched just a foot from the hole itself. So she's no longer playing conservative. That conservative attitude that she may have taken earlier on in the day, that's out the window now as she's running out of holes here now. Emma, she has to take this match by the scruff of the neck. fire at pins, which she is doing now. In fairness to her, she did it in the last hole. She did it on this hole now on 11. We can only imagine that both players are going to fire at the hole on 12, the par 3. But as the conditions continue to deteriorate, Emma is sticking to the game plan like a consummate professional, really. Here comes Kenise now. Long birdie putt. So this is what we were talking about, myself and Michael, earlier on, that the rains come down, the greens will slow down a little bit. These long putts, these uphill putts, going to get a little bit harder to get the ball to the hole, but she had no problem there. Yeah, so Emma has conceded the par putt to Kenise there. So this is... So maybe some classic Paul McGinley tactics in there. Give her the par putt. So Emma feels a little bit of more pressure to make the birdie putt and just kind of apply pressure and maybe stick the dagger in a little bit to Kenise. But Kenise is looking very cool. She's just there, legs crossed, edges of the green, watching Emma. She knows that the ball is in her court. She's got a 2-up lead. She's comfortable. She's happy with her game, Kenise. She's played well all week long. As Emma hits her putt, she makes it. Okay, great birdie there from Emma O'Driscoll. The lead is now 1-up to Kenise Green. And here we have a flyover from the 12th hole that we recorded earlier on. The 12th hole is a lovely par 3, 152 meters long, with water coming into play right up to the front of the green. So we're going to try and apologies that we dropped connection. So I'm going to play that whole flyover there for you for the 12th hole. The 12th hole is a lovely par 3, 152 meters long, with water coming into play right up to the front of the green. So we're getting a 150 yardage here for the players, but it's downwind. The rain's coming off the left a little bit. Wind is helping, so it's going to play a little bit below the yardage. Emma O'Driscoll has the honor on the tee for the first time in a long time today. Might be the first time in the match. Oh, our feed may have just frozen. Apologies for that. There it is, balls away. So Emma O'Driscoll has fired at another pin, and the ball has just gone left of the hole, just left of the flag. She's given herself a great look, great opportunity to get this match back to all square for Emma O'Driscoll against Kenise Green. Coverage just dropping a little bit on our side. Apologies for that. We are coming to one of the farthest corners of the golf course, one of the most tree-lined parts of the course, so coverage is a little bit tough. Again, Kenise has left herself on the front of the green. She's left herself a longer putt than Emma. She's I think when it comes to talking about momentum swings for players in matches such as these, This hole and the last hole are two seriously important holes when it comes to momentum. And it seems that momentum is swinging in favor of Emma as she has fired at 2 pins now in the last 2 holes on the par 5 11th and again here on this par 3 12th hole. This is a super par 3. Now the water coming in, it comes into play as a feature all the way from the tee box. There's a nice big lake to the left hand side of the green, but the water just comes in just short of the green there as well. So if there's any kind of front pins, as there was earlier on today, you can see there's a water fountain over there in the middle of the lake. If there's any kind of front pins, as there have been this week, the water is a factor and the water can come into play. So anytime you're on the green, give yourself a good look at birdie. You'd be very, very happy. But both players here now, decent looks. Again, like we were saying, Emma with the better look at birdie. Kenise, a little bit more of a long putt. I thought our cameraman was about to walk into the water there. That would not be great for him. I know he's wet and all already, but he doesn't need to do that himself. Now he's crossing the bridge. He is indeed. There we go. I thought for a minute there he's going to go for a swim. So this green, like many greens on the golf course, is a 2-tier green. Emma has just got herself up onto that top tier, just clawed her way up onto it. Kenise has a bit more of a swinging putt here now. She's in the front edge, she's on the lower tier of the green. Again, this ball breaks pretty dramatically. Kenise taking dead aim. That was a good putt, good confident putt. Again, she left herself an uphill putt. We were talking about that earlier on. Michael was saying that she'd been kind of leaving herself on the high end, on the high side of the hole earlier on the round, but she's obviously changed that trend a little bit now and decided to leave herself to the uphillers. It gives her more opportunity to be a confident and give the ball a good aggressive stroke. But that ball just rolled on 3-4 foot by. Emma did not give that one. It's worth saying for people. She did not give that one. She's definitely not that generous, no. Here's Emma O'Driscoll here now to bring the match back to all square after 12 holes. That ball just slides by. Kenise knocks the ball back to Emma. She's not going to be missing those ones, not today, as Emma appears to be playing a little bit of hockey around the green, trying to scoop the golf ball up. Pressure continuing to mount here for Kenise, although she is 1 up after the last hole. She has this now to stay 1 up. And these putts, they get tougher now as we run out of holes. Yes, she's 1 up, but like we were saying, their momentum swing. But that was a good way to stop the momentum for Emma. She makes the par putt. They have the hole in threes. As we move on to a fantastic hole, 13th hole, par 4. It's going to be playing about 360 meters, 380 yards, or 390 yards or so. It's a long hole. We have a flyover for it just here. So we'll play that for you now. The 13th hole is another uphill par 4, dogleg from left to right, measuring out at 399 meters. 2 big hits will get you near the flag, as the green is protected by 2 bunkers on the right hand side. So as you can see, a slight dogleg to the right hand side. This hole plays up the hill. This green is guarded then by 2 bunkers on the right-hand side of the hole. I'm being told by our man on the ground that the hole is playing out at just over 100. So it'll be two good digs again for these players to get the ball close to the hole and get the ball onto the green for today. From Emma, of course, going driver. I mean, that's just it's been a great club for her. Hasn't let her down at all over any course of the competition. But you can see, particularly from this angle here now, that like the tee box is on the right hand side, tucked in on the right hand side. This hole is a dog leg from left to right, so lines up nicely for her fade. She's lined up on the left hand side of the tee box this time, but it's a big swing now. Big hits are going to be required to get her onto the green in 2. And as if you expect anything else, perfect drive from Emma. She hit it down the right hand side this time. A little bit of a drew it back into the fairway. Kenise here now with the opportunity. Good par putt there on the last hole to not give any more shots away to Emma. Good chance here now for her to hold her 1-shot lead and 1-up lead. Lined up also on the left-hand side of the tee box. She starts up the left-hand side of the fairway there, but both players seem to be in good shape as both players head off up the fairway. Again, form seems very good. Both players seem very happy. Look at Kenise there and a big smile on her face. She's having the time of her life, enjoying the competition, enjoying being in this situation. And what we will do now, because players have a little bit of a walk to get to their balls because they both hit so far, is we're going to take a quick ad break. Okay, so Kenise is here just on the left rough. You can see Emma O'Driscoll just in front of her, 5 yards ahead or so. Kenise underneath this tree, taking a little bit of shelter. Tactical placement of the golf ball by her. Well done. 140 yards to go to the flag. There's not going to be any impediments or anything like that from the trees here. She can swing freely. That's no problem at all. 140 yards. This is just a good 9-iron for a player like Kenise. And there we go. Beautiful punch shot. She might have gone up a club there to just punch it through the wind and rain a bit. She's just missed the green to the left-hand side. But as you guys saw from the flyover, there are 2 bunkers on the right-hand side. So left is the miss all day long. Emma O'Driscoll here is in great position. She, shocker, she's hit another fairway, which is lovely to see. Look how comfortable she is. Look how composed she is. She hasn't broken from a routine all week, all day, no matter the weather. 135 yards. Just stepped off there after me talking about her not breaking routine. There she goes and just breaks it. It's the commentator's curse. You've all seen it live in person. She steps back up again. Balls away. Okay, good conservative shot there by Emma. Just on the green, possibly a little bit front-ish side of the green. Long enough putt for her birdie, but she's in a good position. Again, she just was not playing with those bunkers on the right-hand side. We can see the umbrella. You can see the umbrella coming into shot there a little bit. The weather conditions have not let up at all. If anything, it seems that the wind has seemed to just pick up as well. It's proper championship conditions here for these players. They're playing the best of it during the week earlier on for the stroke play and for the early match play rounds, and they're playing in some of the tougher conditions now here on the final round. I was going to say final round Sunday, but it's Friday. Okay, so we've been told that Emma has about a 10 to 12 foot birdie putt, and on the same line as that, Kenise is just off the green. Give herself a chip. Good opportunity for Kenise to chip in. I'm being told it's very similar to the chip that she held earlier on in this round. But Emma's going to take quite a lot. She's going to learn quite a lot from Kenise's chip, because they're on the same line. Kenise won't be throwing this golf ball directly into the hole or up close to the hole. It's probably going to run it up. So Emma's going to be watching this like a hawk. She's going to learn a lot from this. Now, having just said that, I can see that Kenise does have a fair amount of loft in her hand. So again, I could be 0 for 2 on the all calls on this hole. I was pretty correct. Great touch there from Kenise. It looks like Emma is conceding that. She has indeed. Okay, so Kenise is in for her par. Lovely up and down there. Another opportunity, though. This is the 3rd hole in a row where Emma has had the opportunity to eat into that 1-up lead, or eat into that lead and bring the match now back down to all square. Slight left to right on this putt. It is worth noting that Emma does play an Odyssey putter. She's been putting lights out all day long, all week long. We also play the Odyssey putter. We are supported by Callaway and Odyssey. Great putters. Great putters make great putters. That's what I'm saying. That's their new tagline. Odyssey, you can have that one for free. Actually, not for free. Emma steps over her putt. She's watching it. She's just left it short, but it has been conceded. No blood on this hole, and our players move on to the 14th, which is par 4, index 7. Here is a hole flyover we had shot earlier on the week. The 14th hole is a narrow par 4 measuring at 368 meters. Driving accuracy is crucial here as you want to be on the fairway for your approach shot into the green. For your approach shot, as I mentioned, accuracy is everything, as there are 2 bunkers to the left hand side of the green just short and water surrounding the green all on the right hand side. So as you saw there, a great par 4, downhill, plays back down that hill, slight dog-legged in the fairway. This fairway kind of cambers from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. But the real danger comes when we get to the green and when we get to some rounds of the green. Water comes into play on the right-hand side and a little bit long of this green. To the left-hand side of the green, again, are a couple of bunkers. So it's a accuracy is absolutely of the imperative here. 335 yards to play for this hole. So again, another good dig for these players. Certain holes, because as I was saying earlier on, we're playing composite tees. We're not playing all red tees here for the women today. So some tees are pushed a little bit back. 335 yards for Emma O'Driscoll. I'm being informed that the umbrellas have come swiftly back up. You can see the rain is just pelting down. Tell you what else is being pelted. That golf ball by Emma O'Driscoll. Down the middle of the fairway. What a drive. She smashed that. She didn't want to be out in the rain for too long. Nailed that drive. Straight back under the umbrella. Super shot. It's a lovely little fade down the middle of the fairway. So Knies is back up here on the tee on the right-hand side of the tee box after watching a great drive from Emma O'Driscoll. She's going to want to follow suit. Another great drive. Tell you what, this is the caliber of golf. We know when we spoke about the caliber of Irish amateur golf already a number of times today. We spoke to Beth Coulter about it. We spoke to Mark Carney, spoke to Ken Carney about it also. The caliber of golf on display in Ireland has been incredible, and the caliber of golf on display today has been just a lot of fun to watch. It's been really, really good golf to watch. Our cameraman has hitched a ride in the buggy. He's nipped on ahead of the players. He's caught on. Good man. Getting ahead of the players. Stay somewhat dry in the golf buggy as we go up ahead. You can see in the distance there the water to the right-hand side of the green, which comes into play quite significantly when it comes to it. I'm being told, surprise, surprise, Emma O'Driscoll has hit another fairway. That's her there. There we go. So the women haven't been talking that much, but they're going to have some kind of a word to one another because those two golf balls are within spitting distance of one another in the middle of the fairway. You could not have placed the golf balls in a better position. You can see those two bunkers on the left-hand side of the green there, and the water just encroaching short right on the front right-hand side. You can see Michael on course there in the shorts. He's clearly dressed for the weather. He's just giving me the yardage there. Emma O'Driscoll has 105 yards to the middle of the green, 100 yards to the flag. Knies wins the long drive contest on this hole. She just pipped Emma by a couple of yards, 3 yards to be exact. So it's going to be listen, wedges in both of their hands, and this is just what incredible, what impressive golf on display by both golfers. It's worth saying that lift, clean, and place is not in operation today because this is a real golf tournament, unlike the PGA Tour, who are soft and they get to play lift, clean, and place anywhere and everywhere they go. There goes any kind of hope of us working with the PGA Tour. Emma Driscoll. Emma O'Driscoll, wedge in hand. Looks like a 50 degree, which makes sense for the yardage. Like, she's just been deadly accurate with these all day. And as you're saying, over the last 4 holes, you could feel a bit of a momentum swing. She's taking dead aim. Just gone past that hole a little bit. She'll have a downhill putt on the green, though. That conservative approach that she had maybe in the front 9 of this round has gone out the window, and she is taking dead aim. She's attacking every pin now, which is, listen, when you're one down, that's what you've got to do. And she understood the assignment, and she's taking it head on. Kenise here now with, like we're saying, three yards less. You got to imagine it's this same club. Kenise's shot is away. So she's split the difference between the flag and the water there. Right-hand side of the green, uphill putt. Leaving herself in a good spot. Again, like we're saying, Kenise has left herself uphill putts on the last 4 holes. In particular, she's given herself good looks at pars and birdies. They haven't quite dropped for her just yet. After she took that early lead against Emma, she's been maintaining it and holding it, but momentum seems to be swinging back in Emma's favor. Okay, so Emma has she flew the pin quite a good bit. She's got a she's got a tricky putt here. Slider from what looks to be her right to left. She's left it short now. That's 2 putts in a row that she's left short. This one has not been conceded. Understandably, to be fair, because it's a couple of feet, but Opportunity now for Kenise. She's got this for her birdie to get it back to 2 up through 14 holes. Yeah, at this point, every shot is crucial. Obviously, every shot in match play or any kind of championship golf is crucial, but a putt left short or a big putt made by a competitor is a dagger, and Emma can't really afford to go 2 down now at this point. That was close, though. Kenise gave it a run, conceded by Emma, so she is in for her par. So now, listen, pressure's on Emma. She knows what she has to do. She has to make this putt, make the par, have the hole, remain 1 down, and move on to 15. Emma visibly unhappy with leaving that putt short, but best thing she can do right now, park that, stick to her routine as she has all week long, make this putt. She does indeed. She remains 1 down. We move on to 15, and we will continue playing our whole flyovers here for you. The 15th hole is an uphill par 5 measuring out of 477 meters. This is a long hole with a quite narrow fairway once again. A dogleg from left to right once again. 3 big hits will leave you in a great position to attack the flag here, as the green is protected by 4 bunkers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. .480 yards, par 5, uphill. They're going to have to pick a target, stick to that target. The fairway cambers from left to right, and then this green is guarded by 4 bunkers, 1 short right, 1 on the right hand side, and 2 on the left hand side. This is a great green. It's a nice big green, but again, it's very well protected, and 2 big hits will get you in and around the green. 480 yards. It'll take 2 big hits for both players. Emma Driscoll, again, she has maintained her honor after winning the 11th hole. Driver in hand, of course it is. At this point, we can almost just place it on the fairway for her. Balls away. She's the early tee pickup. She loves it. Left side of the fairway, she's happy with that. Gives her a good line into the green. Left hand side of the fairway kind of gives you a line straight up the front of the green. There's a clear line from there with no bunkers in your vision and in your way. Bunkers obviously surrounding the front right on the left hand side of the screen. Kenise screen here now with her response after a good par on the last hole. She backed off, moving the golf ball now a little bit. These may not seem like big things. These may not seem like important little micro mannerisms, but these all add up. These are all important. Remember the last time Emma stepped off a ball was on the 11th hole. She stepped off it. She ended up making the birdie. These little moments are big. There we go. Great drive. Picks up the tee. Ball, I've been informed, is in the middle of the fairway. Our cameraman is jumping in the buggy again, just in a bid to stay dry and stay ahead of the action. Taking the scenic route as we cross a couple of trees and get a shot of our beautiful umbrella. Fair play to the crowds for sticking with the group and walking all 18 holes with them. It's been very impressive. We have not shied away from the fact that it has been tough conditions here for all players. Seems to have let up a little bit now. The rain seems to have eased. Wind is still a factor, but at this point now, these players could not get any more soaked, any more drenched. They're probably soaked down to the skin. But the caliber of golf has been very, very impressive. Both golf balls are in the middle of the fairway. Again, there's one here on the left-hand side. We're going to assume that that's going to be Emma, considering her start line. Emma that's still there has 275 yards to the middle of the green. So remember, we were saying this hole playing 480 yards long, uphill, so big drive. So a big dig from Emma now to reach this in two. For Kenise, she has 260. So Kenise there has 260 yards, but as you can see, the trees on the right hand side possibly just coming into view a little bit, just obscuring her view of the green in its entirety. But Emma's going to be first to play off here. Great caliber of golf, as we said. I don't think we can just kind of say that enough. The ability to hit this many greens as and fairways in regulation, as both players have been doing, is very impressive. So Emma taking out a wood of some sort. Looks like a 3-wood, 5-wood. I would be delighted to be proved wrong, but I'm a little bit unsure if either player can reach this green in two, particularly today. So she might just be laying up to a number just to get greenside and give herself a chip. Balls away, good strike. And Emma just continues her trend of attacking pins. Balls has just come up just short of the green. She's going to give herself a nice little chip. But like we were saying, left-hand side of the fairway was where you want it to be if you were to try and play this directly up the middle of the green. Kenise there. Emma's already started to march after her golf ball, as Kenise there has taken off the pink waterproof top. Again, a wooden hand. A better opportunity possibly to reach the green just from a distance perspective. But as we said, there's trees possibly obscuring her view a little bit. So she want to play a little bit of a fade. Again, just to the left of the green, just short left. Again, good position to leave herself with nice chips up the green to give good looks at birdie for both players. Both players there marching on. We can see we're following Kenise here. She's got her 1-up lead, and it has to be said, her caliber of play has just been understatedly impressive. She has not put a foot wrong. She's driven it down the fairway, and if she's missed a fairway, she's missed it by 3 to 4 yards max. She's never put herself into bad positions with her approach shots. She is her golf is very, very tidy, very impressive. Conversation between the two players has been absolutely zero. It has to be said now, but whilst we've been doing our on-course coverage, they may have been smiley and chatty with their caddies and their teams during the front nine, but you can see the conversation has gotten a little bit shorter with everyone. Back nine of championship golf, that's to be expected. Okay, so Emma here left herself a little bit of work to do. She's about 80 yards or so. She's, as you can see, she's in the rough there, but a good straight line from her ball to the flag. Kenise is 30 yards or so ahead. She's got 50 yards to the flag, but she's in the middle of the fairway. The big fear with a shot like this is the rough is now going to be wet, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to get that spin on the golf ball. So the play really here from Emma's perspective is going to be played to the front middle of the green. It's a back pin, and just let it run up, let it bounce and run up to the flag. A nice shot. That's an outside look at birdie here for Emma. She a good look, but advantage has to be said to Kenise here. She's in an A1 position. Kenise stepping up at this now, wedge in hand, 50 yards. Again, you got to think there's a lot in her favor. She's on the fairway, so again, she can get a little bit more grab on the golf ball than Emma could, but she hates that. Second hand. She's flown the green, so that bounce, there's a one hop over the back of the green. She hated that from the outset. Her right hand came off the club in her backswing immediately. She's not happy. Just when we thought that maybe the momentum was going to swing back in Kenise's favor after that second shot, and Emma being in the rough and coming up a little bit short here on her approach shot, it's been handed right back to Emma. It has to be said. She's got a lovely look here now. Emma, to be fair, it's a long putt, but again, this is a two-tier green or a multi-tier green. She's got an uphill putt, whereas Kenise is really, this is not the miss. It has to be said. Missing long is tough. Chip here, uphill. Nice. Very good. Oh, what a touch. Very good. Great recovery. And see, that's the caliber of golfer right there. She didn't let the poor third shot get to her. That was conceded, I believe, as well by Emma. So there you go. Lovely little chip on for her fourth. The par putt is conceded. Looks like it's conceded. I could be wrong. Maybe she's just marking it. No, I was just completely wrong there. The chip on was very nice, but not nice enough to be conceded. My apologies there. So she still has the par putt, but you can see there in the distance as well. There's good crowds following this group. Emma stalking this putt. She's gone around the back of the hole, had a look at it from the other side. Sticking to her routine, watching the hole as she hits her practice stroke, steps up to the golf ball, settles herself, looks at the hole once, twice. Oh, just slides by, but it's about a foot past. You got to think that's going to be conceded there. That was it's a great putt there by Emma O'Driscoll. So she's in for par. A little bit of gamesmanship there from Emma. She makes Kenise mark her ball or place her ball down the green, but it's been conceded, and they both walk away in pars on the 15th hole. So they move on to 16, par 3. Here's our hole flyover. Hole is the par 3 and the shortest hole on the course, measuring out at 122 meters from the tips. But that does not mean that this hole is easy. There are pot bunkers short and long of the green, and 2 big bunkers left and right. So playing this hole is the shortest hole on the golf course. Playing at 115 yards or so. Front middle pin. That front pin is obviously guarded by that pop bunker, but you cannot be too far long on the screen. You can't be far long of the screen whatsoever, it has to be said, because there's another pop bunker just behind the screen, and then there's two bunkers one on either side. So basically, do not miss this green is the order of business. And this is a great little par 3. It's 115 yards. Like if I'm a little bit out on 230 yard par 3s. Give me 115 yards for a par 3. The objective and the challenge is there in front of you. Hit the green, hit it close, give yourself a look at birdie. If you don't, you're punished. Emma O'Driscoll maintains her honor. She's probably got a 50-degree. Beautiful strike. Just waiting for word on the ground. She doesn't look too happy with that. Well, there you go. I spoke it into existence. She's missed the green into the bunker on the right-hand side. But that's the beauty of the hole. To be honest, that's what makes a great par 3. It doesn't need to be twice the length of this for you to be challenged. It's 115 yards. Hit the green, hit it close to the pin, and you give yourself a good look. Here we have now Kenise Green. Good chance for her to put the ball in on the green, put it close, put a bit of pressure on her opponent. 16th hole. There's only a couple holes left. She's also not too enamored. Okay, so she's made the green. She's given herself a look at birdie there. And that's the challenge. That's the great thing about these par 3s is 115 yards. It's a great challenge. It's a tough hole. It doesn't need to be too long for it to be too much of a challenge. You can see now people kind of just starting to get a little bit closer as the game becomes a little bit tighter and as the challenge becomes, or the championship starts to draw to a close. Kenise Green with her one-shot lead, her one-up lead over Emma O'Driscoll. She's just there having a chat with her caddy and just staying in their zone, not letting anyone kind of distract them or not letting themselves get distracted. So Emma O'Driscoll there, as you can see, she is in that right-hand bunker. She's given herself, there's a little bit of green to work with. There's not a huge amount. It's so balls toward the front of the bunker, so it's an uphill bunker shot, which she'll be able to kind of dig the club into the sand a little bit more aggressively and just let the ball pop out. So not the most difficult of bunker shots, it has to be said, but just the fact that she doesn't have a whole lot of green to work with makes it a lot tougher, given these championships. And there it is. That's a good shot. Good shot to about 3-4 foot past the hole. 3 foot past the hole. Very nice. Tidy golf there from Emma. Kenise here now has her chance to go 2 up. Little bit of a slippery putt downhill. She's on the right hand side of the green. You can see her just there. She's looked at it from the other side of the hole. Getting the ball clean by the caddy. Nothing easy about this putt now. It absolutely has to be said. Downhill putt. It'll break 2 to 3 feet out of her right. And it's an important putt. She wins this. She's 2 up, 2 to play. And it's just slid past. It's a good putt though, a good confident putt. Yeah, not been conceded there by Emma. So she's got an uphill putt. Last thing Emma wants to do now is just give this hole away. This is a tough putt. This putt is a momentum putt. Holding this putt now for Emma would feel like winning the hole now. It would feel like a win for her. It's great up and down. A super up and down from Emma Driscoll there. She makes her par. A lovely putt. This putt is no gimme now for Knies either, so it's an uphill putt, 2 foot. Yeah, it's fine. Not a confidence stroke, we're told, but it's in the hole. She's in for par. We are now on to the 17th hole, which is 17th hole, a good, tough par 4, index 9. We'll play the hole flow. The 17th hole is a lovely par 4, playing slightly downhill, measuring out 335 meters. You want to find the fairway with your tee shot, as you are going to want to be on the shorter grass as you attack this green, which is protected by 3 bunkers again. 2 pot bunkers on the right hand side and 1 larger bunker to the left. So 335 yards now for this tee shot. 355 yards. I'm being corrected by my man on the ground here, Michael, keeping me honest. Fair play to him. Emma Driscoll has maintained her honor now since the 11th hole. So there we go. Again, we happened on the 13th, or happened on the 15th, where Knies stepped off her drive. Emma has done the same thing. Just trying to stick to a routine, pick a spot. Tell you what, though, look at the clouds. They look lovely all the same. Just a little bit on the left-hand side there, Emma watching it cautiously. But she doesn't look too happy with it, but I don't think that's going to hurt her either. Here comes Knies' screen. Now, again, look, the ball placed in the middle of the fairway. It's a lovely hole, the 17th hole. Little bit of a, you won't see the golf ball finish necessarily off these drives, just because the fairway cambers down here now after a tee shot comes from the top of the hill. I'm being told Emma's getting the jellies into her now. As Knies steps over the ball's away. That's gone out to the right hand side of the fairway, but lovely little fade again. Very nice. Okay, so we are going to take a quick commercial break as our team heads down to meet up with the other camera crew down by the 17 green. So, okay. And so Emma O'Driscoll and Kenise Screen are about to play their approach shots into the 17th hole. So Emma has about 100, 125, 120 yards to the flag here. To the so bunkers right and left of this green. The trees are just encroaching a little bit, but Emma sticking to her process. Very happy. She seems to like the number. She seems to like the club wind direction and everything. She's just sticking to her process there. One quick practice swing. Like a true player wiping the face of a club off of her shins. I'm always afraid to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to hit my shin and hurt myself. She clearly does not have that problem. Emma clearly does not have that problem. So Emma's hit the green, another green regulation, but it's on the front right-hand side. She's left herself a long putt. Kenise Screen is ready to go already. A couple of practice swings. She's in a lovely position here. This is A1 position, to be honest with you. She has the opportunity. It is worth saying she has the opportunity to finish the match out on this hole. She stood over it. Looks comfortable. Oh, I was just about to say she looks comfortable. She obviously does not. She stepped off it, just going through her routine again, just getting comfortable. One look, second look, and it's out straight at the flag. She's like looking this up and down. Okay, middle of the green. So Emma O'Driscoll on the front hand side of the green, and Kenise Screen on the middle. So Emma, as you can see, is on the front right-hand side of the green here. Another long putt for her birdie chance on this 17th hole, index 9, par 4. Kenise is in a pretty nice position. She'll learn a fair bit from Emma's putt. As she's just walking back here now. Emma's put us away is just long. Okay, so I believe we have Michael back on commentary. Michael, how are you? Can you hear us?
I'm good. Nice to be back live. Crowds again, all kind of filling up now. We're coming into the last 2 holes. Emma's just knocked her putt path, and now I think very impressed if she's able to hold this. I think we're going to 18.
So Michael's audio is just a little bit glitchy there, as you can see. There's a little bit of interference, but we're going to have him for the 18th hole. He's been giving me all the reads as we go. So there, Kenise screens putt, just coming up a little shy. Again, another tough putt. So both players have work to do here now for their pars.
Yeah, like a lot to tidy up with. Really, is I've no chance of either of them conceding the putts.
Yeah, I can't imagine at this point anything's going to be conceded. If someone's got a 3-inch putt at this point, they're going to see them. They're going to make them put it out. It's Emma Driscoll first, isn't it? Emma Driscoll's away next.
Yeah, Emma's away first.
Okay, so the sun. Oh, look at that, sun's starting to shine. That's infuriating. I'm not going to lie to you. From our production and technical side, it's been a little bit of a heartache, but look, the sun's here now. Happy to have a little bit of sunshine. Emma O'Driscoll with her birdie look. She just stepped off that there a minute or so, a moment ago. She's just trying to get comfortable now. Well, this putt, a missed putt here, and that could be the match over. So she's just missed it. Oh, she's just missed it. Okay. So that's a bogey for Emma O'Driscoll. Kenise Screen here has the chance to win the match 2-1 and be named the 2024 AIG Women's Irish Close Amateur Champion. She's made it. She's won it. Kenise Screen is your 2024 AIG Irish Women's Close Amateur Champion. A fantastic battle. She wins 2-1. Emma O'Driscoll battled all the way. Look at the delight. Look what it means to her. A fantastic match. A fantastic tournament. A fantastic match between two fierce competitors. You can see what it means to her. Just a smile on her face. A big hug to her caddy. A massive credit to Emma Driscoll. A huge battle to get it to get the game back down to 1 down after the 11th hole. But hugs from family and friends. So, Michael, you've been on course now. You've been following this championship for the day. You've been following this championship match. Talk to us about the caliber of golf. How good was the competition between Emma and Kenise, our champion?
I think it was so tight. I think both players say it was so tight. I mean, their driving, I thought, was absolutely phenomenal. And the only time that separated them was either their putting or just being maybe 3-4 foot either side of a fairway cost them. And that's the caliber of them. I think the standard of golf they hit, their approaches were fantastic. And they were neck and neck the whole way through, very, very tight. And when one put the foot in the gas, the other person put the foot in the gas. And when you've been watching it, but I really felt it could have gone either way. And we really, even winning it now in 17, took kind of everyone by surprise. I think even took Candice by surprise. So, yeah, I really can't understate how good they were off the tee. I was really, really impressed with how they their tee shots and where they put them, and how free they were just to go at it.
So, Michael, obviously Emma's pretty dejected. Must be quite upset with the fact that it came so close.
Yeah,
talk to us about the competitor that she is.
I think she's so competitive, and I think the minute she missed that putt, she kind of knew that was it. I mean, she took her hat off. Again, I think it goes back to her tee shot just being blocked on the tree on 17. I think she started to feel that it was going to be a really tough battle there. But I mean, she started to fire at pins, and it really kind of paid off for her. And she had some really good looks at birdie, and it. Another day she would have been away with it. I think that's how tight it was. I wouldn't even say that if she had managed to win it, that it was nothing more than 50-50. So an unbelievable competitor, and I think, depending on the next competition she plays, next tournament she plays, she would definitely be kind of nearly bookies' favourites going into it as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Bookie's favourites, I like that. All right, we're going to take a quick ad break, and then we're going to have a quick word with our champion, Kenise Screen.
that.
That's fine.
Are we still going?
So there you have it. Kenise Green is your 2024 AIG Women's Irish Open Amateur Champion. She is walking up the 18th fairway. We're going to grab a quick word with her now. But I mean, the irony of all of this is that it is now gloriously sunny. And if it had been
lashing rain,
if it had
all
been
day.
anywhere near this nice all day, I think I added a few years to my life, to be honest with you, with trying to handle the rain and the conditions and the technical difficulties. But thank you very much for bearing with us. Well done to the production crew for braving the elements.
We got there in the
Ian,
end.
one of our cameramen, is wearing beige trousers, brave in weather conditions like these. But I tell you what, we're gonna make our way over to Kenise here. We're gonna have a little word with her about winning her championship. So the Boston College, one second.
Boston College graduate. So we'll see where this ranks up in wins.
Kenise, congratulations. Thank you very much. We're going to hand you a microphone over here. A 2-1 victory after a long day's.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, a long day's golf today.
A long day.
How were weather conditions today? Very different.
It was so tough. It was hard because like you kind of get used to playing the course in like the really nice weather and a bit more run, and the greens and like completely changed today because everything was so wet. Is also just the rain, like having to handle, like we only had like one umbrella and it was a lot.
So given the conditions were so nice for the first few days, how many gloves did you pack? And I'm sure you had rain gloves in the pocket, did you?
My dad pulled out, I think we had like 8 gloves.
Okay.
He literally said you have a glove for like every hole if you need it. So he had a lot, but he was very prepared.
And so you made through your semi-final match obviously earlier today, taking down the fan favorite Olivia Costello. A tough day's work. You must be thrilled. This is such a brilliant championship, and to add your name to a great list.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Like playing against Olivia was so tough just because she had like all the home support, like as she should. But it was very hard to kind of go up against that. But I feel like once I kind of won that, I really thought like, no, this is really my time.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you took an early lead on the front nine, so you got to 3 up at one stage. We see your competitor there, even she's just sabotaging the interview as we're doing this.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Like everything is just so wet.
Yeah. So you took an early lead.
I had a good couple of like early birdies, but I don't think we really made a bogey after like the first hole. So we just played really solid all day.
Yeah.
Both of us. Like if anyone won, we won because of a birdie. So it's always a good game when it's like that.
Absolutely. And so Emma managed to bring it back to a 1-up game for yourself after 11. And particularly in the back nine, when it came to fairways and regulations, fairway hit and greens hit, it was a clinic of golf inaccuracy, and the conditions really didn't lend itself to that.
No, that's what my game plan like this whole week is: fairways and greens, and then if you roll in a putt, you roll in a putt. Okay. But I was really, especially coming down that stretch, just like you have to hit the fairway and like have to hit the green, because like if you're missing, then that's kind of when you get into trouble.
Sure. So then you got on to 17, put yourself into a lovely position off the tee, and then just close it up the putt and made a clutch putt there to finish it out.
Yeah, my heart was beating. Like I literally was over that putt, and I think you stand on the putting green so many and like hole a 3-foot putt, and you're like, oh, this is to win like the Irish Open or something. But I over that before you just have to do it. It was really scary. It's going to prove to me that I can win. I think I was waiting. I've got close before and I was just like never got over the finish line. So I feel like it's more to prove to me that I can win, and just to kind of hopefully I keep the momentum going. But like this has been my dream pretty much since I started playing like over here to win this. So
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I want to know what the whoop numbers were throughout the day,
Oh,
firstly, and then on
I
17
know,
green.
like my stress level. Like I literally go through my my stats every night with my dad. I'm like, oh, this is when my stress is really high, but that is gonna like break it on my putt on 17.
And so where are celebrations going to go now tonight?
We're going back to my uncle lives in Dublin, so we're going to go back there, and there will be celebrations tonight for sure.
Very good. Well, I'm sure it's going to taste very, very sweet. Congratulations once
Thank
again.
you
You
very
are the
much.
2024 AIG Women's Irish Close Amateur Champion.
Thank you.
So much. Enjoy it. Go and go collect your
Thanks.
trophy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done. So there we have it. Another incredible Irish Amateur Championship comes to a close. Thank you very, very much, Michael. Well done. Well done to Kenise. Well done to Emma and to all of our winners today. Like we said, there were 3 finals going on today. There were a number of competitions going on today. Congratulations to Kenise and all of our other winners. As always, the Bogeyman coverage is brought to you by AIG. They are a proud partner of Golf Ireland and amateur golf in Ireland for 25 years now. They've been a partner of ours for this year. They've been supporting us with these live streams. We're doing a lot more of them this year. We'll be live again on the 18th of August in Dunleary Golf Club. A favourite golf course of yours?
Yeah, one of my favourite, a lot closer to home. So
yes,
it'll be easier to pack up the whole team with cameras and gazebos and stuff up to there. So it won't be as far as the track out here.
It will not. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.